doing glitches and speedruns and stuff like that. So you can really study the mechanics of this game and do a lot of really cool stuff. I guess I could talk about some stuff that a lot of people don't understand about this game. And obviously it is just some fucking party game, right? And so like you can just say fuck, it's not supposed to be played in this way. And that's probably fine. But there are some mechanics in this game that actually make it quite good. And that's why I'm pretty happy to see that it was picked up for EVO. I'll be going to EVO, I'll be playing again, even though I'm totally rusty. I'm gonna get my ass beat terribly. But I figure I could talk a little bit about this game. And I guess I can clue some people in on like what's with this game. So I think the thing a lot of people don't understand, or they get scared of, is the term wave dashing. Excuse me. That's, I think, the defining thing that causes huge flame war arguments on the internet concerning Smash Bros. It basically is it's basically like the main piece of argument between people who play it like a party game and play it like some sort of competitive thing, right? And everyone gets in huge arguments of flame wars, and everyone gets fucking pissed off at each other, and it's all really silly, and there's no reason to ever get in those arguments. There's no reason to ever get in those arguments. It's such a waste of time. But in case you're actually curious as to what the hell wave dashing actually is, I guess I can explain that. So in this game, when you air dodge, you can air dodge in any direction or in place. So right there I air dodged in place, and air dodging can change your momentum. See, like I'm air dodging backwards. Now if I'm on the ground and I air dodge into the ground, I end up like just going straight down into the ground, right? Sorry, hold on. I'm not explaining this very well. But anyway, if you air dodge diagonally into the ground, you actually slide a little bit. That's all it is. It's just a little slide, and you can do it out of your run because you can jump out of your run and then slide out of that, right? So it creates this sort of unnatural looking movement, and it's better with certain characters, but this is all it is, really. You're not invincible during it. You're not overpowered during it. In fact, if you're new and you learn how to do it, it's not even going to be helpful to you at all. It's actually very useless unless you get really sophisticated with the game and understand what it's actually useful for. So it's kind of funny that it caused so many flame wars and arguments when really it's just like a little slide on the ground. Yeah, I don't know. It's really funny, but there's some other mechanics in this game that are interesting. So I'm gonna pick Link. So okay, so this is pretty interesting. There's this technique in this game that also is controversial and people get mad at. This is called L canceling. It was intentionally programmed into the game, and it's weird because like the way this game was programmed, it's kind of like it kind of actually does lend itself towards like having all these weird advanced technique. Like this was intentionally programmed into the game. So let me show you this. Okay, so you do an air attack, right? Well, if Captain Falcon doesn't hit me, you do an air attack and you land, right? And then he landed and now he's pulling the sword up, right? So he slowly pulls his sword up, right? Like that. Now, they made this crazy thing where if you press a shoulder button right before you land from an air attack, it doubles the speed of the animation. So the animation goes twice as fast. So, see how fast I pulled up the sword right there? See, that time I didn't do it. That time I did do it, and it's twice as fast. So this is, I don't know. That was intentionally programmed into the game, and it's kind of weird. But once you realize the actual potential of it, it's really crazy. So let me kind of show you what the potential is. Okay, so you know, you start playing this game. You're a casual player. You're doing attacks on the ground, and you're doing stuff, and sometimes you do air attacks. But then you get really good at the game, right? And then you realize the actual potential of all this stuff, and here's kind of what ends up happening. The first thing that really matters here is that if you release the jump button pretty early on, you will jump way shorter than if you hold down the button. So if I jump normally, I jump pretty high, right? You see that? But if I just tap it, I'm just barely hopping. I'm just hopping like this, right? So that's the first thing. That's the first thing that plays into this. So the second thing is that now that you can go... Okay, so the second thing is that you can actually fast fall once you're at the peak of your jump. You press down and you can go down really fast, right? So now you combine both of those with L canceling, right? And now you got like... now you got this thing going on. Like, look how fast I'm moving around and doing attacks. You see that? Like, the potential just like... It just appears, like there it is. It gets really deep really fast. And it's kind of weird that it's in this awkward little party game where you like throw Pokeballs at each other, right? It's strange, but it's there, and that's why people play this game like that. That's like why people do it. So now, so here's something interesting. This is something interesting now. Now the character Fox, you could very easily make an argument that Fox is the best character in the game. He has a crazy move. It's this move. It reflects projectiles, but that's not why it's a good move. You can also hit people with it. And if you hit people with it, it still doesn't look like that good of a move. It does 5%, right? It knocks them away. But now there's a couple things about this move that are completely insane. So, okay. So check this out. Let's say Captain Falcon's shielding, and I hit him with like, okay, I hit him with like an attack in the air, right? And usually he would be able to grab me and just like own me, right? But let's say I L cancel that move, so now my drill has half the lag recovery frames, right? And then after that I press down B to take out the reflector. You see how it just links into itself, right? It just like goes, it's just 1, 2, 3, bam, and it just comes out. So if I'm shielding as Captain Falcon, and then I wait for Fox to attack me, and then Fox is really good at the game, and he does his attack, L cancels it, and then he presses down B, I try to grab him, and then the reflector comes out and hits me. But that's not where it ends. That's not where it ends. This move, you can jump out of it if you jump, right? Now, what can you do out of a jump? You can air dodge out of a jump, which means you can wave dash out of a jump. So you know what that means? That means you can do this. Wait, I fucked up. Okay, I think you kind of get the point. So you can just like chain it all together, and it gets really, really crazy. I'm kind of rusty. I don't have like very much technical skills, but the crazy thing is the down B stuns Captain Falcon long enough that out of the wave dash after the down B, I can actually grab him or do an up smash, and Fox's up smash is one of the strongest moves in the game. So all I have to do is hit him with a drill, right? I just have to hit him with one drill. I L cancel the drill, I shine out of the L cancel, I jump out of the shine, I wave dash out of the jump, and then I up smash out of the wave dash. And it all links together. What you just saw right there. It links together, and I can link it all together like that. And what's interesting is, like, if I'm trying to defend against this, if I'm just shielding, it creates this whole sort of like system where it's like, okay, am I safe to grab him now? Like, did he do his move early enough that there's enough time for him to like do an attack out of it? Or like, if you get really, really good at the game, you can do this whole thing like this. I'll do it with full jumps because you can do this kind of thing. And if I'm shielding against that, I can either throw at Fox's leg really early in the jump, or I can do it like a little bit later. So like, if I do it, I don't know, it's so crazy. It gets really in depth, and it's like tiny little differences in timing with like when I want to jump out of my shield or what should I do. And then then the game gets deeper on the defensive level, because now if I'm Captain Falcon, I'm shielding. What's interesting is you see the C stick here. If you are holding shield and you're in hit stun from the shield, like you're getting hit by a move. If you hold the C stick in a direction, the C stick actually buffers inputs. If you press down on the C stick, it buffers a spot dodge, which is one of these. If you press up on the C stick, it buffers a jump. So on the first possible frame that you're done lagging from their attack on your shield, you will jump out of it. If you hold left or right, you'll roll from your shield. So now you can like defend against this craziness by holding shield and using the C stick to like buffer inputs. So that's pretty in depth. But I'd have to say my absolute favorite part of this game is something called DI, and this is pretty unique. I haven't seen this in any other competitive game before. I'm trying to think of how I could show this off. Okay, like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to show this off with the CPU, but basically, this is, I think, one of the most interesting parts of the entire game, is that when you do an attack on somebody, let's say I do this attack, right? It knocks him upwards, okay? Now, every move in the game has a set trajectory that it knocks you in, right? So this move, it seems like it knocks him about 90 degrees up. Maybe it's like a little bit forward, like 85 degrees, I'm not sure. But the way this works is, as you're getting hit, if you hold a direction that's perpendicular to the direction that you get hit, you can influence the trajectory that you get knocked in. So there's a couple different things that have to do with this. You can influence the trajectory a little bit. So as you're getting comboed, you would like hold away from the stage, and then you'd like get knocked further away, so it'd be harder for them to follow up. But let's say Captain Falcon's coming in and he's about to like finish you off with his like final attack. Now you want to hold towards the, you want to hold up and towards the stage as he knocks you away, and that would influence the trajectory like towards the stage, so that you would actually live longer. So there's actually like this system in play. Every single time you get hit, you can like kind of influence how the combo is going to turn out. And not only that, but if you're getting hit by rapid attacks, like if you're holding directions or you smash the stick at the right frame, you can actually move the character a little bit. So there's a lot of really crazy stuff you can do. For example, okay, so like let's say I'm Fox, right? Okay, let's say I'm Fox. Okay, let's say I'm doing this move, right? Hold on. Captain Falcon's being a jerk. Okay, so I do this move on Fox, right? It's a down smash. It sends him, like, straight away from the stage, okay? It just sends him away. Like, it sends him horizontally, okay? So that means if you hold perpendicular, you can influence that. So if Captain Falcon holds left or right now, he would go the way it's supposed to send him. If he holds up, Captain Falcon would go higher than normal, and it would influence his trajectory, so he would actually end up here. I can actually use my mouse here. He would go higher than normal, and so he would fall out of stun around here instead of here. So he'd actually be close. He would actually be further left. You see what I'm saying? Now it gets really in depth. If Captain Falcon holds down, right, he could actually influence his trajectory so far down that he could hit the stage before he falls off. And if he hits the stage, you can do something called teching, where if you hit a shoulder button right before you hit a wall, you can actually sort of cancel your knockback. And then if you hold a control stick direction as you're doing that, you can roll out of that. So yeah, there's like it just keeps going. So this game, I don't know, this game has so much depth for such a silly party game that like that's why people play this in tournaments and stuff. And I don't blame you at all if you think it's ruins the fun of the game and you think it's like the dumbest thing ever and you think, fuck this, I'll just play however I want. That's fine. I think one of the absolute dumbest things someone can do is tell someone how to play a game. There's no wrong way to play a game, and I think you should play a game however you want to play it. And that means if you want to play it casually, that's beautiful, but don't tell other people how to play the game. And that goes towards competitive players as well. Don't tell casual players that they're playing the game wrong. It's fucking stupid. It just leads to stupid internet arguments. So it's just a big stupid thing. I don't know. The internet gets really fucking mad about this game, but it's kind of sad because a lot of people are missing the sort of beauty behind the game mechanics. A lot of people don't know what goes on with all this stuff. Yeah. Yeah, the internet gets mad about a lot of stuff, so. And you know what the worst part is? Like, the community even got fractured further. Okay, so what happens was already there's all these internet arguments and everything. And then Brawl comes out, right? And when they designed Brawl, they kind of wanted it to be more of a party game and like kind of sort of like remove some of these mechanics and make it like not like a competitive game. And so there's this huge split between people who still want to keep playing it competitively, even though it's sort of even like in this game you have to remove so many stages, remove items for it to be even still work. And then in Brawl it's even worse. You have to like have rules about grabbing the ledge and stuff. It doesn't work out as well as this game did. So there's even more arguments about that. So I don't know. Everyone just gets really mad about Smash Bros on the internet all the time. So that's just something. Captain Falcon level 1, he owned me. He's the winner. Yeah, I don't know. I figured I could just talk a little bit about this game because a lot of people don't actually know what's going on with it. And it makes me kind of sad. I just read threads on the internet, like, I've read threads on something awful about, oh, let's talk about Brawl, and then it just like devolves into this like shit fest, and it's like the worst thing ever to read. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know. So yeah, Melee is gonna be at EVO. I think it actually will be quite a good watch. If you're interested, I'll be there. I won't do very well. I'm so rusty and washed up. I used to be one of the better players in the Midwest. Again, my best achievement getting second place as Zelda in a 100-person tournament. But